Hi, welcome to week 4 of our online pottery classes. This week I'm going to be showing you how to make a wee bottle. So that's my wee example there that I've done earlier. So first of all, we're going to start by rolling out a slab of clay. So I've rolled out some clay already here on my board. We won't need a lot of clay for this, but obviously I usually start off by cutting out some templates for anything I'm making to make sure that I've got enough clay rolled out. I'm going to put some texture onto this, so I've just got a wallpaper sample. Just you can pick up anything that's got just a bit of texture, material or anything. So I'm going to place the textured side face down onto my clay and then just go over that with my rolling pin. Just putting quite a bit of pressure onto that just to make sure it picks up the pattern. Okay, and if I take that off, you can see it's transferred the pattern on. So I'm just using a pastry cutter, but again you can just cut around a bowl or anything that you've got to hand. So I'm just going to cut out 2 equal circles. Okay, and again I'm going to keep any offcuts, so I'm not going to crumple this up, I'll just keep any bits. So I've actually got my 2 bits that I've cut out here and I've allowed it to get leather hard. We're going to need the clay to be leather hard to assemble it. Okay, so I'm just going to turn those with the pattern away just now. And I'm going to stick them together. Sorry, I've also cut out just from my excess clay, just using a ruler, and I've just trimmed around it just to give me a long rectangular piece of clay that I'm going to use just to join these 2 together. So just using my serrated edge kidney just to go around and score all that. I mean, lots of slip. So just using a paintbrush to put my slip on. That down, and then I'm just going to use my serrated edge kidney just to go over this piece of clay. Now this clay needs to be just at the right stage where we can still bend it without it cracking, but also that it's stiff enough that it's going to hold the shape. I'm going to see how I get on with this piece because it might just have got a little dry, so just putting on lots of slip. And you can see I've got lots of offcuts and things from the piece I rolled out. I just keep all those to hand in case I need them. Lots and lots of slip. And then I'm just going to run that right the way around. I'm just gently pressing to make sure I've got a good seal in that. Okay, I've got a slight little opening, a gap here, where it doesn't meet, but that's okay because we're going to put a little spout on this part anyway. So again, I'm just gently going around this and pushing my finger just to make sure that that's all nice and pressed in. Got a tight seal. And then I can just take my brush and just make sure that's sealed on the inside of that as well. And I'm just neatening everything up in there as well. I don't want to seal it over and it's all rough inside. You could use this for like a perfume bottle or something for a dressing table, so you want to just make sure you get a nice finish on it. Just one wee thing to mention as well, actually, when you're rolling out your clay, by this stage you'll obviously be reworking the clay that you've had in your bag. If you're rolling it out and you get any air pockets coming up, just press into them with the end of your knife or a needle just to make sure that you burst those. Okay, and this is where it starts to get kind of fiddly, because I'm going to just try and stick this in the insides now, just at that inner edge. So I'm going to go on one edge first and just press that in. Just use your knife if you need to give it a little trim. And I'm just going to use some of my modelling tools here. Just need to press that out a little bit. So I'm just using my modelling tool to hold that circle on the inside up, if you like, just until I manage to seal it. And again, just gently pressing all the way around, just to make sure I've got a good tight seal. What you have to be careful of when you've put some texture on is how you're joining and smoothing things together, that you're not going to lose that. So you can see it is a wee bit messy at my join here, but I'm going to tidy that up a wee bit later when the clay is a wee bit stiffer. As I say, you've got to get this at the right stage where the clay is still able to move without cracking. Okay, so I'm going to just, from my spare piece of clay here, create a little base for that to sit on just now. So again, just using my ruler. Trimming off and then you can just set that on and see where you want your base. So I'm going to trim it just under here. Again, I'm going to score it. And lots of slip. And then I'm just going to score the bottom. just going over it with a paintbrush just to make sure that that's all sealed. Okay, so I'll set that aside just now just to stiffen up and show you how we're going to make the neck of it. So just taking a ball of clay and rolled it out into a coil shape. And I'm just going to take a paintbrush and over, or you can use your modelling tool. And I'm just going to pop it in all the way through the centre of it. And then I'm just going to roll that out. So this is rolling it from the inside and hollowing it out. Again, if you made this and the clay is quite soft, you want it to sit aside and stiffen. I've had this one sitting out a wee while already, so the clay is quite firm. And I'm just going to use my serrated edge just to cut through, cut it down slightly. So you can just play about until you get the size that you want. And again, you want to be able to get a nice finish on it before you attach it. I'm just going to take a wee bit of water. It becomes more difficult to get your fingers in once you've attached the spout on, so do any tidying up before you attach it. I'm just making sure again there's no sharp edges. Okay, the next bit gets a wee bit footery, so I'm just going to grab my stick and sit down for this. And I'll use my wee turning wheel here under my board as well. So I'm just going to set this lightly on first of all, just to make some markings. And then I'm just going to trim ever so slightly on the inside. Okay, so I've just created a little opening there. This is a good opportunity now that I've got a wider opening in here as well. If your shape's a wee bit bashed or anything, just to go in with your tool and just press it back in to shape and just try and seal those inner edges. Okay, and then I'm just going to score the rim. And just score along the top here as well. Going on with some thick slab. And all around the edge as well. So I should put enough slip on so that when I put the two pieces together it kind of squishes and oozes out. And then just use my brush to go around and tidy all that up and make sure it's sealed. best to work on a board or something when you're doing this and try and not handle it too much. It's quite fragile, so if you overhandle it, and you can lose the shape and bash it about quite easily. And again, this is where you can just go around with your paintbrush as well and just tidy up the seal on this outer edge. I'm just being careful not to lose any of the pattern that I put on. Same on the other side. Just going in with my tool just to push that out a little bit. Again, you can just make sure those seals, you can just bash it a little bit. And same with the bottom. Okay, you just want to make sure it's not got a wobble in it, so you can just press it down. And once it's stiffer and leather hard, you can just get a damp sponge and just go over all the edges just to make sure that that's nice and smooth, no sharp edges. So there you have it, that's your little bottle.